Fabulous moment for him, but now the serious business begins. Falcao starts on the bench for Manchester United. They have flexed their financial muscles. $250 million spent on new talent during an unprecedented summer spending spree. The club's hierarchy projects a third-place finish this season. This man, Louis van Gaal, concedes it's a logical aim, but a first competitive win as manager of the deposed champions would be a start. There are debuts for Marcos Rojo in the back four, Daley Blind in midfield. The Old Trafford faithful get their first look at Angel Di Maria in red. QPR, they won for the first time against Sunderland 2 weeks ago. And of course, they include Rio Ferdinand, who gets his first touch as an away player against Manchester United since he played against them for Leeds in 2001. Well, the table has been set. The level of intrigue almost at an unprecedented high here at Old Trafford. And Lee, there's a game to be played now.
There certainly is, and an awful lot of talk about formations and how United were going to set up, etc. Straight away we see a back four and Danny Blind playing that holding role deep just in front of the back four, and already Juan Mata has took up a position at the head of that diamond, if you like. Herrera on the right and Di Maria on the left, so they've already set up in that diamond position. And there's Danny Blind, just the deep player. And as far as the midfield is concerned, QPR will have three in there. They've just got to try and outnumber United at times, and they'll certainly drop deep. They'll get 11 men behind the ball at times.
The short first touches for Blind, and likewise Rojo. But he gives the ball away, does he? To QPR players. Sandro, one of them, making his debut after a deadline day switch from Spurs. Here's Di Maria having a go at Isla. Queen's Park Rangers in the all-white kit. Manchester United, of course, red shirts, white shorts, black socks. How quickly will this collection of superstars settle in together?
Just looking at Juan Mata, he'd definitely be given that sort of free role just to play it ahead of the other two holders.
So you were right to be suspicious of Louis van Gaal, telling the world before the game in his interview that it was going to be a 4-4-2. It didn't seem like it was the Van Gaal way to tell the world how he was going to set up his side.
But you can always find a 4-4-2 formation out of anything when you're looking on a pitch. At one point they'll be in that position, but certainly Juan Mata has started the game just in that hold, trying to pick the ball up in the number 10 position, shall we say.
The flick on from Austin, he has no company. But now his possibilities on the breakaway. Here's Junior Hoylett. There's a solid challenge from him as he waits for support towards the penalty area. Herrera was back. Robin van Persie tussling with the club captain, the QPR Clint Hill. Now it's Niko Kranjčar making his second QPR debut. He's on a season-long loan from Dynamo Kiev. It's the fourth time that Harry Redknapp, the QPR manager, has signed him. The first raking pass from Rio Ferdinand fails to find its target. Here's Di Maria, the British record transfer fee. Rooney in the penalty area. A hurry clearance from Rio Ferdinand, and the game's first corner.
Yeah, it was a decent ball in as well, because he just sort of, Rooney was just pulling on the back of Rio Ferdinand. He wanted it just behind him, but the cross hit was hit to his feet. Not a great touch from Rooney, which allowed his ex-teammate to get the right foot clearance in.
Rooney takes it towards the near post. Austin was back with the header. Blackett and Hoylett clash just inside the QPR half. The throwing goes United's way. Tyler Blackett making his fourth Premier League start of the season. He has been playing towards the left of that back three. His last appearance against Queen's Park Rangers was on loan at Birmingham in the Championship last season. How far he's come in a short space of time. Di Maria. Switch to the right-hand side. Now trots over to the left and receives the ball from Blind. Herrera in support. Here's Rooney. Van Persie makes the run.
They're not going to have an awful lot of the ball, you feel, today, QPR, because Manchester United at home, they're going to keep possession, and that possession from United was given back to them by Kranjčar. When they get the ball in midfield, they've got to be very mindful, QPR, of keeping the ball. It just gives the defenders a little bit of breathing space. And in Sandro and Kranjčar, they've got two excellent ball players, know each other's game really well. They've just got to keep possession, and they've got pace up front as well, QPR, especially on the wings, as we know, with Hoylett on one side and Phillips. So get the ball to them early and see if you can just take the full-backs on.
Well, United have gleaned 2 points from their opening 3 league games this season. The first time that's happened since 2007-2008. And that season they went on to win the Premier League title and the Champions League. No Champions League football for them, of course, this season. First experience for quite a while this year, when England's top 4 take part in the tournament as it starts the group stage this week. United will be idle. Rafael, corner number 2. The last time they failed to win any of their opening 4 league games, you have to go all the way back to 1986-87. Ron Atkinson was fired that season. Sir Alex Ferguson took over and reigned here for 26 years. Di Maria gets a standing ovation from the United fans as he prepares to take the corner kick.
He hasn't done anything yet.
Deep service. Evans thought about having a go, sailed over his and Robin Van Persie's head, and it's a goal kick.
He's certainly a really, really impressive signing for me. I think liked him, liked the way he plays the game, full of energy. Had a good World Cup as well. Real dynamic player. It's just finding the best place to play him, doing the best out of him and Mata, and it's all a jigsaw puzzle for Van Gaal at the moment.
Robert Green sends it long. And here goes Blind. Signed from Ajax in Holland. Mata. Van Persie wants this to drop on his right foot, and Clint Hill got an important header in. Hoylett. Not fouled, according to referee Phil Dowd, by Rafael. Man on, shout the crowd, as Daley Blind was closed down by Charlie Austin.
He's a little bit lucky there, Rafael, because he dived in on Hoylett. He gets the ball round him, he's away, the winger. Just got to commit yourself to the tackle, yeah, but make sure that you win it. He did win it on that occasion, but a little bit lucky.
Beautiful weight on the ball from Rooney to Rafael, who turns it round the corner to Herrera. The back cut comes in for Mata, he sends it over the bar. Nice approach play by United. They're settling into the game very early.
Yeah, good play, switch to the full-back, and then they find a little pass. Gets closed down and just finds a little reverse pass. Herrera just sees Mata on the edge of the box. It's just a little bit behind him. Has to lean back to try and get the ball on target, but good play from Manchester United.
That's drawn Harry Redknapp out to the edge of his technical area, pointing his fingers. There's Juan Mata, who many feel may be the odd man out at times in this new shaped squad, but he gets the start today and a chance to impress. Well, foul on Van Persie.
Although he has to impress, because already in this game, what, 8-9 minutes gone, he's had the ball in all different areas. He's had it on the right, he's had it on the left, he's picked it up in that hole, so he's getting enough of the ball, so he's got to produce something. Van Gaal will be looking at his play and saying, yeah, we're getting him on his ball, what's he creating? So the emphasis is on him to create something.
He only has a price tag of $60 million to live up to.
Should be all right then.
Evans. Inventive from Herrera.
Yeah, worth a try. Rafael will run for you in those areas. Hoylett doing well, sticking to his task, his defensive duties, that no doubt Harry will be out telling him left, right and centre if he's not keeping up with them duties.
Long ball from Ferdinand. Rojo with the header. And he's already shown a desire to get forward, Marcos Rojo, and join attacks. Blint. Now Blackett. Di Maria. Long from Green, who kept his first clean sheet of the season against Sunderland. Ominously for QPR today, in his last 4 games against Manchester United, Robert Green, the former England goalkeeper, has conceded 14 goals. Infamous across the pond league for allowing Clint Dempsey's shot to squirm out of his reach in Rustenburg, South Africa, 2010 at the World Cup. And that 1-1 draw between the USA and England. Here's Rojo.
Wipe that from my memory.
Austin. Kyle Martino mentioned his terrific story, Charlie Austin. Didn't break into the professional game until the age of 20, the QPR striker, a prolific goal scorer for non-league Poole. He was a bricklayer by day. He'd have to get out of bed at 5:30 in the morning, lay bricks for 8 or 9 hours, then get his cleats, his boots on, go training in the evening, and then play at the weekends. And he's turned it into what is now a Premier League career. And he scored his opening goal in the Premier League, the winner against Sunderland. He did miss a penalty in the opening day against Hull City. And QPR slumped to defeat. But Austin off the mark against Sunderland. Here's Blackett. Rojo fires it into the feet of Rooney. Gets it back. Here's Herrera. Evans invited forward. Now Raphael. Daley Blind. Di Maria. Blind again. Herrera making a super run towards the edge of the penalty area. It goes short into Rooney, then it finds its way to Herrera again. Somewhat desperate clearance by Rio Ferdinand, but it finds Charlie Austin, and he in turn tries to send Phillips away on the right-hand side. There are going to be some rare forays into United territory on the evidence of the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, I think Leroy Fer is going to be an important player as well to try and get forward, because Sandro and Kranjčar won't get forward that much at all. They're the ones who are going to sit back. So Fer has to sort of help Austin out up front when the ball gets cleared. Like from now, he needs support up front, otherwise they're just going to get outnumbered.
There is Fer. Phillips with the cross. First piece of action for David De Gea. Kept his first clean sheet of the season against Burnley. Made his first career start for Spain during the international break. Clean sheet there as well against France.
I think from United's point of view, if you can just speed up the play a little bit, you see how slow the build-up is.
Van Persie. Raphael cuts it back. An important foot stuck out in that QPR defence by Stephen Corker.
With a slow build-up, Arlo, Rio Ferdinand will just be dragging his troops back and saying drop off, and all of a sudden on the edge of the box with 10 men behind the ball, it's a difficult wall to break down. So when they do get the ball in the midfield area and from the back, they can just have a little bit of snap in their play a little bit before QPR have a chance to drop off. Just creates that little space to run into.
It's interesting because Liverpool fans will be listening intently to what you're saying. Are the keys to breaking down a side that perhaps play mostly with 10 behind the ball, if not 11 at times, after their travails against Aston Villa yesterday at Anfield. Graham Rousseau and I were there for that 1-0 victory for Villa, which was hard-earned and arguably deserved as well. Manchester United possibly more used to facing that here at Old Trafford and trying to break it down. Here's Van Persie. Herrera continues his run, then points back to Van Persie. He receives the ball from Raphael. Di Maria. Rojo. And again, chance to cross with the left foot. And it sails over everybody, and Clint Hill takes a risk, but it pays off for the veteran.
Yeah, I bet there was one moment, and it was just leaving his chest. He thought, what am I doing? But well played in the end.
Yes, you were saying, Lee, that the breaking down of packed midfields and defences.
It's not easy, but that's why you sign the big players that change games, and the Juan Mata's trying to suck players out of position in order to play Van Persie through and Rooney through, and you know, you've got to work at it, and you try and wear the teams down. Sometimes, you know, you try and bring them out a little bit, sort of just drop off yourself a little bit and let them have the ball in midfield and just come over the halfway line, and then you try and hit them on the break. You just keep pummeling teams and slow build up. They'll just drop off, and you get the same problem every time. So sometimes you just got to try and suck them out of their defensive areas. Not easy, because I'm sure QPR have been told by Harry, right, when we haven't got the ball, these are the positions we take up, and we make it very difficult for Manchester United. So that's QPR's job, and obviously United have got to break it down somehow.
Rooney finds Di Maria. Before he goes into the penalty area. Promise here for Manchester United, and they get in each other's way. Van Persie was trying to pluck the ball out of the air with his left foot. Herrera was in a better position. Possible lack of communication between the two, and the chance was lost.
Oh, an absolute lack of communication, because one shout there and Herrera comes in and possibly got a straight shot on goal, but Van Persie didn't know that, obviously. There's no shout.
A skill from Herrera again. He claims handball against Sandro. Phil Dowd agrees. There's already a livelier atmosphere around Old Trafford. I think the home fans energised by what's happened off the field, if not on it yet, this season. United have started with plenty of purpose here against QPR. Rooney low and flat. Colker with the header. He'll benefit immensely from the experience of Rio Ferdinand alongside him. Di Maria again probing from that narrow position on the left-hand side. Cross is deflected. It's calm defending by QPR. And they're trying to play their way out of the back. And Manchester United start to swarm around the player in possession. And they win a free kick.
Not too sure about that one, but a little bit lucky there. But this is the one that Rooney just, Van Persie just takes it off Herrera. There's the shout. Leave it, my ball, bang. And obviously doesn't hear him, or chooses not to hear him, if you like. A lot of centre-forwards do that. They go deaf all of a sudden when they're going to get a chance on goal.
Fer wins the header above Blint. And here's Herrera. He's left that short of Blint. And Hoylett was able to get in. Here's Kranjčar. Colker, reunited with Harry Redknapp, having been sold by Spurs to Cardiff before the start of last season. Here's Fer again.
They've got men forward now, QPR. Let's see how United break on them, because he will win the ball back at some point.
Well, Colker was on an overlap on the right wing, and now he's scrambling to get back. Di Maria. Mata forward, so too Van Persie. And it's a disappointing ball in the end. It was relatively easy for Rio Ferdinand.
You see the difference in the move, though. The fact it injected pace because QPR had got men forward. All of a sudden there was a break on. It was at pace, and a better ball from Di Maria, and Van Persie perhaps would have had a chance on goal. But that's what I mean by trying to, you know, sucking the players out of their positions.
I find it fascinatingly in a situation like this for QPR, and a game plan that has been set in place. Soak up the pressure, maybe break every now and again when the chance is there, and all of a sudden Steven Corker's on an overlap on the right wing, the centre-back.
I'm not sure what Harry, he's out on the side of the pitch now. Obviously, maybe getting a message on saying let's not happen again. He doesn't want his centre-back doing overlaps.
Here's Isla on loan from Juventus. Just won his second Scudetto in Italy. Actually, Isla played 90 minutes in the 0-0 draw for Chile with Mexico last Saturday at Levi's Stadium in San Francisco, which will play host to the 49ers Bears tonight. Sunday Night Football on NBC.
And there it is, Kevin Modden on the sideline, just shouting to Corker, saying, get back into your centre-back position. He's not even being allowed to go up for the... Oh, yes, he is. He's just making his way up. And I think this is a good thing. You get a chance. Kranjčar on the ball, great quality.
Looking for Hill. Van Persie intervenes. Bit of time here for Rio Ferdinand. Kranjčar. Phillips almost on the end of it.
That was a good run. From wide, across the pitch, diagonal. Kranjčar will pick you out with balls like that because, as I said, he's got quality on the ball. Just a little bit too far for the winger.
Low and flat from De Gea, straight to Kranjčar. He can't retain possession for QPR. Here's Rafael. He's looking for Mata. Queen's Park Rangers had never beaten Manchester United in the Premier League. Their last win 22 years ago. Also their only league win at Old Trafford. I remember it well. 1992, 4-1 on New Year's Day, a hat-trick from Dennis Bailey. Back in the day, Lee, when there wasn't a lot of live matches, particularly league matches, and it was on ITV, one of the terrestrial channels over here, and people were aghast watching Manchester United being taken apart at home by Queen's Park Rangers. Famous win in their history. Dennis Bailey, the last player in English football on the opposing side to score a hat-trick at Old Trafford. Here's Evans. QPR have weathered the early storm.
They didn't create an awful lot in that time when they had decent possession, United. And I think Harry Redknapp will be pleased so far that they've limited United to a couple of whipped-in crosses, not that many clear-cut chances. So, job done so far. As far as United are concerned, just up the pace a little bit, especially in those wide areas. Try and get the ball wide. Certainly to Di Maria on that left-hand side.
Mata. Herrera. Clipped by Clint Hill. Free kick.
Clint Hill's famous for that tackle. He's patented that one. Just missed the ball, just flicked the player, down he goes. The Clint Hill special.
Angel Di Maria will take the free kick. That's a good service. It may go all the way, and it does. Well, I don't think he got a touch off everybody. It could be Di Maria's goal. And he gives Manchester United the lead on his home debut. United 1, QPR 0.
Well, the angle would suggest that if you just whip the ball into that far post area, one of the attackers, or in fact a defender, will get a touch on it. In fact, nobody does. Green can't dive until the ball's gone past the last player there. Now he can go, but by that time it's too late, too wide. Listen, you'll see it from here. He can't dive until the player has either got his head on it or missed the header, and so you dive late as a goalkeeper. Great ball in, quality.
The first instalments of a $99 million transfer fee has been repaid by Angel Di Maria. His first goal for Manchester United.
Well, it's one of those free kicks, Arlo, where you just, because of the angle and because he's left-footed, on the other side a right-footed player, just aim for that far post. anything can happen. Defender, forward, or in that case, nobody touches it. And the goalkeeper's really struggling to dive for that until the ball's past the last man, and which is exactly what happened. No fault for the goalkeeper for me. He can't go any earlier than he did. Just a quality ball.
Here's Fer for QPR. And their approach over the next 10 minutes or so will be interesting. They're now a goal behind. Will they be more expansive in trying to get back into the game, or just stick where they are for the time being? Here's Sandro. And songs being sung with gusto around Old Trafford. We were here quite a few times together, Lee, last season. It was often flat after an early bit of noise from the terraces because of what they were seeing on the field. But there's just the inkling of a feel-good factor returning. Very early days, of course. Lovely ball to Rafael. Mata. And here's the goal scorer, Di Maria. Probably not how he envisaged getting off the mark for Manchester United.
No,
but it counts nonetheless, and
absolutely.
Here he goes. Herrera is going to have a go. No, he's not. Mata, lovely turn. Clint Hill was there. Now has Clint Hill taken down Herrera? All eyes on Phil Dowd, who tells Herrera to get back onto his feet.
Oh, I think he's a lucky boy, Clint Hill. I think he went for the ball and missed it and clattered into the United player. I'd like to see that one again.
It looked a little clumsy.
Yeah.
Upon first viewing. Here's Evans. Rojo. Di Maria is popping up everywhere at the moment. Little flick inside the penalty area by Rooney, and good communication by Robert Green.
Yeah, he's got a buzz on now. Di Maria wants the ball all the time. I mean, he wanted it from the start, but just got that little zip in his play now, which is what we said that United needed, just a little bit of extra pace. Good play from Rafael.
Kranjčar went down into the challenge from Herrera. And just looks at an offending error on the back of his heel. And here he is back in possession. Let's take another look at the penalty appeal.
He played a little 1-2 and it just bounces back to him. Touch, run, you might say, ran into him. But all you've got to decide is this a foul? Would the referee give a free kick? Is that a foul? I think that's a foul. So if that's the case, it's a penalty.
Oh, lovely bit of footwork by Fer to step away from Blind. Tried to slide it into the direction of Phillips. Didn't quite work out. Here's Mata. Di Maria. Manchester United perhaps in the mood to make a statement here today.
Well, if you look at the rotation, Rooney then on the right wing, Di Maria playmaker in that holding role, Mata making a forward run, really good rotation, and this is the free kick. Just aim for that far post. Nobody touches it, it goes in. Clint Hill nearly an own goal. Nothing Robert Green can do about that. You might say push your line a little bit further out when they take the free kick, so the defence and the forwards are virtually on the edge of the box. You might say that's the only criticism you could say perhaps of the goalkeeper, but as soon as you set your line up there and the ball comes in, there's nothing he can do.
Here's Di Maria again, and sends it towards Mata in the penalty area. Ferdinand with the header clear towards Hoylett. Facing his own goal. Good pressing by Rafael. Sandro the favourite to win that aerial duel with Blint. Di Maria, the ball like a magnet towards his left foot at the moment. Mata. There's a definite fluidity to United's play so far, and the positioning lead that you were talking about a few moments ago. When you get so many highly paid players, superstars at their former clubs and still superstars now, how important is it for the egos to mesh together over the next few months, I wonder? Di Maria scampering away, here comes the cross, Van Persie's there. Didn't get much purchase on the header.
Yeah, both Van Persie and Rooney waiting for the cross to come in, and Di Maria, time and time again, won't disappoint. As soon as he gets in wide areas, he loves to put the ball in the box. There it is on his left foot, one look up, decent ball in. See the little look, he knows that these two centre-forwards are in the box, so why not put it in? A lot of times players are playing on the opposite wings now, and they tend to cut inside.
Kranjčar was given time to turn, and there are problems here for Manchester United, and Phillips almost made them pay. Johnny Evans got back, De Gea scampered out of his area and made a bit of a mess of it, and Phillips didn't get any elevation in the finish, and Evans was able to slide in and prevent the ball going into an empty net.
Well, Johnny Evans did ever so well in the end to get his goalkeeper out of trouble. There was a bit of a mix-up when it come into that area. He was hesitant. Johnny Evans did well, but Phillips, quite frankly, should score, because he sees the goal, just lift the ball, it's in the net. Johnny Evans wouldn't have a chance if it was in the air, as you quite rightly said, Arlo.
He was drawn out of his penalty area again a moment later and dealt with that one rather more successfully. But just a reminder that QPR are in the game. Given away by Evans to Hoylett. He uses his pace, and it's a desperate lunge by Robin Van Persie, and it looks like it's going to draw the game's first yellow card.
Van Persie, as soon as he gets in this position, almost right back, didn't actually touch Hoylett, but the foul was there. He had to jump over his foot, and this is the good ball from Kranjčar again. Indecision, Rojo and De Gea. If he just lifts the ball, he's in. I mean, he's probably not to know that Evans is coming. He sees the goal, he actually doesn't get a great contact on it either, but that might have been a language problem. Rojo and De Gea. Or maybe not.
Austin. Both Spanish speakers.
I've just realised. Maybe they come from Basque country, might be different.
Might be accents. Here's Rojo. Rooney just assessing his options, and it was Rojo who had made the run into the penalty area.
I was talking to Jan Molby before the game, like I mentioned before, and we were talking about teams are really reluctant, or seemingly reluctant, to hit the ball over the top now. Players come to feet an awful lot in games. It's all to feet, all to feet. Very rarely do players come to feet and then spin in the hole, and it's just something I think is just drifting out the game a little bit. And he agreed with me, he was saying the same thing. Just to stretch, I mean, it's difficult now because QPR are getting everybody behind the ball and there's not that much space, but I'm just talking about general football games that I go to watch. You know, the forwards are coming to feet all the time, and it makes it predictable sometimes. Just come to feet and then spin in the hole. Just give the defenders something to think about running back to their own goals. As I said, very deep QPR at the moment, but even QPR just hitting the balls in behind the fullbacks, United fullbacks, just to turn them and ask questions.
A tactic that could be perhaps more effective for QPR than Manchester United this afternoon.
Absolutely. I mean, it's difficult because when they win the ball back here, look how deep they are now. There's not that many players ahead of them. because they're getting everybody behind the ball, but Fur's done well here.
He's strong in possession. Austin draws the foul from Evans. He's not happy with the decision. Looked like a sound one from our vantage point as we approach the final 10 minutes of the first half here at Old Trafford. Angel Di Maria with the only goal so far on his home debut, his first goal in the red of Manchester United. Harry Redknapp has been here 14 times in the Premier League, won none, lost 14. Fur again, loses out this time to Di Maria, and there's a buzz about Old Trafford every time he gets on the ball, and he's driving into that QPR half. Steps by Sandro, into the penalty area it goes. Opportunity here for Rooney, still there. He tees it up, the shot comes in from Herrera. This is more like Manchester United. Falcao's enjoying it. Manchester United are enjoying it. Herrera with a super strike, and it's 2-0.
Well, look at this drive from Di Maria. When you're running at pace with the ball, you have this ability. Back four have to drop off or commit themselves. Plays a great little ball. Rooney just hesitates, gets a block, but then just tees up Herrera, and goalkeeper's no chance. He can't see where this is coming through the legs of Clint Hill. Really good breakaway goal. We talked about injecting a little bit more pace, a little bit more urgency, and trying to suck QPR out of their defensive area and hit them on the break. And they've done that on that occasion perfectly well.
He cost $49 million from Athletic Bilbao. Missed the last 2 Premier League games, injured his ankle in training. That was a sweet finish. He was the first signing of Van Gaal's reign. And there are flashing red warning signs here for QPR. Already taken apart at White Hart Lane 4-0. That's when the experiment themselves with the back three was dispensed with. Foul by Rojo on Sandro, free kick to the visitors.
Yeah, at one you think they might get a breakaway or something, corner set piece to get back in the game. They still might, but now 2 goals down, they've got a mountain to climb. And not only that, Di Maria's on fire. He's got that bit between his teeth. His player's running off, which suggested that from the goal. Alex Ferguson got a nice smile on his face. His former team are 2-0 up, and it could be 3 or 4 before the half-time.
It's interesting to see Sir Alex on the edge of his seat. He's enjoying it. Rooney played his part in the goal. Clint Hill with the header. Hoylett just dwells a little, but uses his body strength to turn away from Herrera. Sandro.
Oh, what was impressive about the goal was not only the breakaway from Di Maria, because he was at pace and ran from sort of 50, 60 yards, but the fact that both Rooney and Herrera kept up with him and were up with play and got the reward.
Here's Phillips for QPR into the penalty area. Not a bad cut back at all. Austin had gone to the near post, got his hands on his head. Hoylett was the nearest to it, but now Rangers are susceptible to the breakaway, but they've broken down that Manchester United attack.
Hoylett has to go in there on. As the ball comes in the box, he's got to be challenging the fullback as he clears it. Standing out on the left side of the box, he's not going to score from there. He's got to get in. Take a chance.
Here's Austin. Blackett with the header clear. The miscue from Herrera. Now Rio Ferdinand. Gorka. Now Isla. Fer. Sandro. Patient build at this by QPR. No foul by Daley Blind. Gets a little shove from Sandro while he was on the floor. Herrera. Hopeful ball, looking for Van Persie. May have been looking for Di Maria on the left-hand side. Either way, it was back with Robert Green. Players over on the right-hand side here for Queen's Park Rangers.
In the wrong way, didn't he?
Yeah. Fer went down the centre towards Hoylett. Isla and Sandro were ahead of him. Here's Kranjčar. One or two decent moments in the last 5 minutes here, QPR.
Well, they've upped it a little bit. They've tried to get men forward, certainly on that far side. Isla and Phillips both getting forward then, but they were overlooked to a pass to the left, which is a mistake. Apart from that mix-up with De Gea and Rojo, Blackett and Evans have hardly been tested at all, have they? That's one feature, the fact that QPR haven't got the ball in the box virtually at all, apart from that one cross about 5 minutes ago. It doesn't bode well based on the fact that they're 2-0 down.
The big chance for Phillips at 1-0. Key moment. Di Maria. He spots the run of Rooney and Van Persie. Well, it was allowed to bounce. Rooney was the closest to it.
That really is a great ball. We saw the run. They both made the similar sort of run, but just pushed the back four. Watch them both go at the same time. There you go. Onside. Now as a defence, you're running back to your goal. The ball's dropping over your head. Really difficult to defend against.
Looked like a handball by Kranjčar. Play allowed to go on. Flag up on the far side from Scott Ledger. The star of the show so far. Interesting comments this week from Angel Di Maria about the World Cup final and Real Madrid asking him to miss the final for Argentina. He had a thigh problem during the tournament that you were at, Lee. He said he received a letter at 11 AM. He was with the physio getting treatment. His immediate reaction was to rip up the letter. It was the worst thing ever to happen to me in my life, he said. He reiterated he didn't want to leave Real, but they didn't want me. So here he is at Manchester United.
Who thought that was a good idea to send him a letter? That's just ludicrous.
Well, they may be protecting their investment, but like you say, on the morning of a World Cup final, requesting a player doesn't play is unrealistic in the extreme. He missed one of the games in the lead-up, Di Maria, with that injury. Maybe in the semi-final against Holland. But this man, Van Persie, played in. Gets it back from Rooney. Back to Rooney again from Van Persie. Evans. Deep service. That was an excellent looking cross. And he just timed his run slightly wrongly there, Juan Mata. And it was interesting looking. Look at how many Man United players are pointing to where they want the ball to be, buzzing around.
Great ball in, that was. Evans spotted Mata just coming off that left-hand side. He was already pointing where he wanted it. Just overhit, but great diagonal ball into the box. Had pace on it.
Herrera. Mata. Herrera, first time. Rooney on the right foot! They're taking QPR apart here, Manchester United. The new dawn starts with a bang inside the final minute of the first half. Manchester United 3, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
Well, if you can get your flair players behind the midfield that's marking you into that little hole in front of the back four, you're in business. And this is exactly what they do. Little 1-2. Now all of a sudden, Mata, Herrera in that position just to feed the forwards. Little ball into Rooney. just hooks his foot round it near post green, 3-0. But that space just in front of the back four was occupied by two players, Mata, Herrera, who both could pick a pass out, pick Rooney out. The finish was superb.
His second Premier League goal of the season he scored on opening day in that defeat to Swansea. And he's made a bit of history. He's now joint third on the all-time Premier League scorers list. There he is alongside Thierry Henry, who now plies his trade in Major League Soccer for the New York Red Bulls. Still a ways to go to hunt down Alan Shearer and his 260, but 175 Premier League goals now for Wayne Rooney. 2 minutes of time will be added on at the end of a torrid first half for the visitors.
Well, it is, because you can't see a way back now, because the referee's fallen over, which makes everybody laugh, apart from me and you, Arlo.
Phil Dowd can see the funny
you
side.
are giggling.
I don't know what it is about referees falling over.
It's because they fall over in installments. They don't go down in one hit. They try and stay up. Just fall down and get up. They sort of try and stop themselves. It makes it look even funnier.
There'll be concern for QPR here. They suffered their joint record league defeat at Old Trafford, 8-1 on their first league trip here in 1969. We're nowhere near that territory yet, but United look in the mood. Here's Herrera. Can you imagine if you're a Queen's Park Rangers defender and Radamel Falcao comes off the bench after 60 minutes? Cross into the box towards Van Persie. Clint Hill gets the header clear. Isla, Fur, Sandro, now Kranjčar. Phillips, I'm sure will rue the moment when he was on the ball just outside the penalty area. Didn't manage to lift it into the net and allow Johnny Evans to get back. That would have made it 1-1. May have had a different game on our hands. As it is, United have got away from QPR here. Hoylett trying to create something in the midfield. Blint on the ball. The half-time whistle, guys, and listen to this. The Old Trafford crowd richly entertained. They leapt off their seats to